All right, guys, so today we're going to check out a pair of true wireless earbuds that I was really excited about checking out. And that pair is the brand new Moondrop Sparks. Now, if you'll remember, last week I did a video on the Moondrop Illumination. That was an $800 pair of IEMs that I know I scared a lot of people away with once I mentioned the price. So I was really surprised to see that their first pair of true wireless earbuds, which are the Sparks, only comes in retailing at $90. And in fact, they have a $95 option that comes with an extra hard case for your existing carrying case. But I will talk about why that may be the one you want to go with. But we're going to check out some of the features, the specs, what all you get inside the box, and see why I think it's an absolute steal at $90. I do want to say that I think the direction that Moondrop was trying to go with these is giving people an IEM experience, but in a pair of true wireless earbuds. And not only because they're designed the same way, but they also tune the 6mm dynamic drivers with the same virtual diffuse sound field tuning that they use on their IEMs. So that's giving it a more spacious sound than a lot of other true wireless earbuds, but we will talk about that when we talk about the sound. Now, some other things, if you're looking at buying these, they do come in 3 different colors. They have a pink model, a purple, and the black model, which is the one that I have here. Now, all 3 of them come in a clear case, so you can see some of the guts inside. And I do like this design choice, but like I said earlier, that you might want to go with the option that comes with the extra case. It also shows you the lighting inside, which is really bright, and it stays on for a long period of time when you put the earbuds back in the case. And because it stays on so long, it's just kind of inconvenient, but if it's in this carrying case, that blocks out all of that, and it takes care of it for, an additional $5. Now, another thing that I want to point out right here at the beginning is it also says that it works with Moondrop's Link app, and that's kind of true. I was able to get it to pair. I was able to get it to do the over-the-air updates that it needed to do. You could see the instruction manual, but that's it. It says that there's supposed to be EQ controls. It also says that you can switch around the control functions on the earbuds, but I couldn't get it to do any of that. So the app itself kind of felt half-baked. Now, it may depend on what device that you're using, whether it be Android or iOS. I was using this on a Pixel phone and just could not get it to work. Now, as far as the technology that are in these, it does have Bluetooth 5.2. It's also using a Qualcomm 3040 chip, which is just one of those chips that's giving you really good performance without having to sacrifice battery life. And it also has aptX adaptive, aptX AAC, and SBC playback. So it definitely works with some of the best Bluetooth codecs out there. And it also has a true wireless stereo plus connection. And the reason that's important is it's allowing for your phone or tablet or whatever you're using to send a signal to each earbud individually. So you're getting a more solid connection, a more stable connection. And as far as using these with like movies and videos and gaming, this is also one of those pairs that I didn't experience any kind of lag. And that's even with gaming, which is impressive because there's not a gaming or low latency mode on here. So if you're somebody that's looking for a pair to just use for all types of media, this is easily a pair that I would recommend for that. Now, another thing that is kind of a drawback about these is if you're somebody that's looking for a pair to use outdoors and at the gym and places like that, there is no official IP rating. So I don't know how safe it is to use if it starts to rain or if you're somebody that sweats heavily. So do keep that in mind if you're somebody that just likes to use your earbuds in all different types of environments. Now, as far as what they've included inside the box, this is another thing that is very interesting. You're getting 4 different styles of ear tips. Now, you're getting 3 different sets of small, medium, and large silicone ear tips. So you have some that fit a little further in your canal. You have some that are a little bit wider that calls for a better seal. And you also get a set of foam ear tips. So if you prefer foam over silicone, it's nice that you have all of these options. And I highly recommend at least just switching between each one of these because it does change the sound a little bit depending on which pair that you use. Now, as far as the charging cable, it does come with a USB-C cable, although it is a very short cable. And this is the only way to charge this because the case is not a Qi wireless charging case, which I am a little disappointed about. But one thing I'm not disappointed about is the battery life. On the earbuds themselves, and again, I think this is because of that Qualcomm chip, you're going to get around 8 hours, where with the charging case, you're going to get around 48 hours total. So that's going to get most people through a week on the case, and it's going to get most people through a day having 8 hours on the earbuds themselves. Now, there is also no fast charge feature, which I would have liked to have seen. But as far as the case itself, again, I really like the see-through design. You can see on the back, it actually has a strip, and that's for NFC pairing, which you don't see in a lot of devices. So if you do have a phone that uses NFC, you just simply tap the back and it will pair that way. You don't have to go through the Bluetooth settings and options. So this isn't something you see on a lot of earbuds. It used to be a feature that was on a lot of headphones. But underneath that NFC strip, you can see the USB-C input for charging. And then around on the front, it has 3 indicator lights. That way you can kind of gauge how much battery life is on the case. Now, moving over to talking about the earbuds, like I said at the beginning, they definitely have a design that looks like a pair of IEMs. I really like the see-through matte finish that they have. And as far as the controls, they do have touch controls, but it is limited because it does not give you volume control. And I did say that it works with an app, and that app is supposed to allow you to add volume control if you want to sacrifice like the track control. But I can't say that that actually works because it didn't work for me. So I do have to say right out of the box, these do not have volume control, but maybe in an update, because it does allow these to update, they'll be able to fix that and allow for volume control to be added to your play, pause, skipping your tracks forward and going backwards. Now, if you're somebody that likes to use your earbuds individually because of that true wireless stereo plus connection, you can use either the left or the right, and it does switch over into mono mode so that you're getting all of your audio out of that one earbud. Now, if you are somebody that likes to use your earbuds for phone calls, this is another interesting area because I feel like it did a really good job of picking up my voice. I felt like things sounded somewhat natural. It still kind of has that digital sound to it. But when it came to using these in noisy environments, I didn't feel like it was doing anything to block out my surroundings. I felt like, it still picked up a crowd or wind or things like that pretty easily. So if you're somebody that's going to be using the microphones in noisy environments, that might be something you want to know. But you guys can be a judge by listening to a test here.
All right, guys, so here is a mic test using the Sparks, which I think sound very good overall. There's just a slight digital sound in my voice and a little bit of hollowness, but I think for phone calls, most people are going to be happy. And so now here is the mic test for the crowd noise, which you can hear here. And I think this picks up a little more than some of the other earbuds that I've tested, but this is what it would sound like if you were to take a call in public.
So now let's talk about the sound, because the sound is the most exciting part about these earbuds. This is one pair that I think is giving you a very close experience to a pair of IEMs. It is really natural sounding. It's very open and very airy. Even with the bass, it has a nice kick to it, but because it has an airiness to it, it doesn't sound like it's boomy and right in front of your face. Same thing with the mids. The mids are tuned in a way to sound natural, as though somebody is singing right in front of you. It's not pushed forward in any way, and it never got lost in the mix no matter what I was listening to. Now, when it comes to the treble, if you're somebody that likes a really bright, almost harsh treble, this isn't one of those pairs. Again, I think their focus here was to just keep these sounding as natural as possible. Now, I do want to explain this does not mean that they sound flat or neutral. It just means that nothing sounds overly processed or pushed up in a way where they're trying to give you too much of something where it doesn't sound like something you would hear in person. And this is also one of those pairs that's the most open and most detailed when it comes to true wireless earbuds too. And I would compare these almost directly to Sennheiser's earbuds. These just probably having slightly more bass, but it is really open and it does retain like a really natural sound, which you usually find in IEMs or most studio over-the-ear headphones. So It's surprising what they were able to do, but what surprised me the most, I think, is the fact that they were able to keep these at around $90 and not bump them up to around $200. So I easily recommend this pair. I don't really have any hesitations. I just have the cons of really wishing that there was a fast charge or Qi wireless charging case. I'm not a huge fan of the lights inside, especially in a dark environment, just because they're that bright, but they did have the option of buying this extra case that does block the lighting, so at least that option's out there. And then really the only other cons is the app feels half-baked. It's really only there for updates. And the controls are limited just because they don't have volume control. So it does have its limitations, but it does not involve the sound. But if you are a bass head or if you like a brighter, harsh treble, you may feel that these are lacking. But again, if the app worked and you can EQ these within the app, it could be fixed. But guys, that's my video on the brand new Moondrop Sparks. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.